morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Hey, man, I just made it by the skin of my teeth.
It's all good. It's all good. So here's a funny story, and I thought you guys would appreciate this. So I waited until you guys hopped on. So yesterday, I typically do not go to the doctors unless something hurts, unless I'm in pain, unless something's, not feeling right, right? And yesterday, I went to Mid-Atlantic Chiropractic. Never been to a chiropractor before to get Dr. Rashidian. Wonderful. I've interviewed him, and he very graciously offered me a free evaluation, right? And that process is pretty intense. So I want you guys to try this later after we're off here. He had me, they test your balance and so he can figure out, like, are you out of alignment? I mean, I got x-rays, I got this computer thing on my back, and I get my results today. So I'll update you guys on how it all went. But he had me try to walk heel to toe, 4 steps with my eyes closed. Now, I cannot tell you, I am not very coordinated anymore, right? But I literally could not take 2 steps. I don't know what it is. I can kind of do it with my eyes open, not great or gracefully. But it was unbelievable how out of balance my body is. And he asked me, do you typically drop things? And I'm like, no. And I just literally was showing this cup, and it went flying out of my hands onto my keyboard. And I'm thinking, well, if he's watching, he's going to say I'm a liar because, yeah. Unbelievable. Have you been to chiropractor before?
Well, let me say this. To me, it sounds like the test you had to do something I had to do when I was younger, and I got pulled over by the police.
Well, what he told, I said the same thing. Not that I've ever been pulled over for that.
Me neither.
But they do the sobriety test with your eyes open, not closed.
Right.
I'm telling you, closed is a whole different world. It's unreal.
You just have to do this when that happens and try it again. You're like, put one foot in front of the other.
I should have been singing.
Yeah, I don't know if I think I could do that. Out of a line. I know I am out of a line. I know that for a fact. And I don't know if I can show you here, but if I'm laying down and my feet are out, right, the right side of my foot, and I don't know which one this is. It's reversed on the camera, so my foot would lay like that.
Yeah.
It would just lay off. It lays to the side. It's just how I've always been. Now, it's interesting that there is a book that Nicholas Walker turned me on to. It's called Living Pain Free by a guy by the name of Pete Egoscue. And he said that Nicholas, the sponsor of the program here, Good Morning Frederick, said that he started doing the exercises in that book, and it's made him a lot stronger. And I asked the guy that I used to work out with, Kip Jawish, and I said, have you ever heard of this guy? And he goes, I got the box, the Pete Egoscue box, where you lay on it on your back, and I've done it numerous times. Yeah. And you lay on it and you align yourself back up with it. I haven't been able to do that in a while. I need to do that because I know I am out of a line.
Oh, I can tell you. And it's also funny. And I told you guys the other day, I have not ever very often suffered back pain. And of course, right before I'm going. And so I tell him that. And he asked me also, do you get a lot of headaches? And I'm like, not really. I have a headache this morning. I'm like, what is going on? This is why I don't go to the doctor, because then everything seems to want to fall apart. But I'll have to see what he recommends I need to do, because I guarantee I'm out. I mean, my shoulders, the tension, it's painful, like right here. And I stand because I thought it was better, but my back's not straight enough. Apparently your ears are supposed to be over your shoulders.
Your ears?
I'm all out of whack. So
yeah. Well, I went to the doctor yesterday too, and she sat there and she goes, so what's going on? And I'm like, I don't know. She goes, well, I haven't got your blood work yet. And she says, am I going to like what I see? And I just looked at her and I said, probably not. And,
well, her bank account will like it because you're going to have to keep going back.
Right. And so, yeah. And she's like, okay, so what's going on? And I got a few ticks and ailments or whatever. And she says, well, when I get your blood work, might have to have another conversation. And
Oh
I'm like,
boy.
well, that's up to you. And she goes, are you staying away from sugar? And I'm like, well, it depends on what he means staying away from. Does that mean ice cream? And I said, or that big bottle of Mountain Dew that I have in my car? And she just looks at me and I'm like, I'm only kidding. No, I'm not.
I for 41 years old, I have tons of issues. I'm on tons of medication, back problems, and this and that, the other thing. And my wife accompanied me to the doctor, and the doctor asked me the same question: are you staying away from sugar or sweet things? And I turned around, I said, well, my wife here is sweeter than any type of cookie, so no, I haven't been staying away from sweet things.
Yeah.
That got me
very
brownie points, Bob.
good.
Well, that got me brownie points because I make fun of her a lot on the air, and she's pretty upset about that, as Bob well knows. So that got me some brownie points.
Well, I will say one good thing, and it's probably all muscle because I haven't been working out, but I have lost weight. So
Wow, nice.
I am 2 pounds heavier than my lightest in the last 7 years. So I'm pretty happy about that. But I'm still fat.
Same. I'm actually at my high school weight right now. So
man.
that part's good, but if I can't get this stuff fixed out. So I'll update everybody tomorrow on how my appointment goes today. He said, we're going to meet to see if we can help you. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, if he says he can't help me, I don't know what's going to happen.
Well, we get you one of those racks, where they put that thing around your head and you just start cranking it and cranking it and cranking it.
There are many times I'm so tense that I think, oh, it would feel so good to just be like, held up by my head and just feel the weight click. I know it's going to be awesome. And I know I'm going to need to go back time and time again. So there you go.
My wife, I took her to a chiropractor in Thurmont, right? And I'll never forget this. So the chiropractor is looking at her and she's tense and everything like that. So he goes up to my wife and literally takes his hand and twists her neck. And you hear the biggest pop. And I've never been so scared. And I mean, obviously he knows what he's doing, but he literally, I'm just saying, just literally twists her neck.
You've watched
and I'm like,
too many movies where that's like the end.
Apparently so. But Dani, have you ever seen anybody actually do that, or have you had that done to you?
Oh, I watched the TikToks, let me just tell you, and listen to the satisfying cracks on all. I watch a guy who does it to dogs.
I've seen that in the dog show.
The dogs and their faces, And my husband said after he gets his back cracked, he always just laughs. Like there's like this release of something. But I hope he does do that because I know it's probably going to make me feel a lot better. But
I would suggest you go to a licensed chiropractor instead of like a 112-pound geisha girl to walk on your back. You don't want to do that. That's no.
Stay away from those.
You got to get the professionals to snap, crackle, and pop you.
Yes.
Yeah. Not only that, but when you do things like that, it doesn't make your spouse happy.
No.
When you go to places like that.
No.
Not that that's happened to me, but I'm just.
No. That's a whole nother show right there.
Yes.
All right, Chris. Anything good happening in local news, or are we on the not so terrible news train today?
Well, you know what? I feel bad since you're having a heck of a morning dropping things. We're not going to do bad news today, Dani. We're going to do not bad news. We'll put it like that. Not bad news. Okay, we'll just call it that. And actually, this is actually pretty interesting. Possessing, carrying, wearing, or brandishing BB guns, air guns, replica firearms, and other similar weapons would be prohibited under an amendment to Frederick City's municipal code being considered by the Board of Aldermen. During a presentation on Wednesday, Sergeant Michael Murphy with the Frederick Police said that these types of weapons have been used in crimes in the city, and officers can't do much to an individual who is caught with one of these guns on their person. Police can only make arrests if that person fires the weapon, brandishing, possessing, concealing the sale and transfer specifically to minors, and removing safety devices on any toy weapons to make them look like real firearms, are a great concern from a public safety standpoint. So we felt it was important to address, he said. The proposed amendment says a person may not wear, carry, or transport an air gun, airsoft gun, BB gun, or imitation firearm, paintball gun, pellet gun, replica gun, you get the picture, or similar weapons in a public place. Individuals may not fire these guns in the city or display or brandish these weapons. Now, we're always talking about, the big debates always is, do we ever, should you carry guns and this, that, the other thing. Now, we're going to have to debate if you can carry BB guns. Love to hear your opinion.
My feeling is this. I don't think they need this ordinance. I think it's dumb. But my feeling is this. If you're out and you brandish one, shoot one, point one at somebody with malicious intent, and you get shot, there's no blame on the police. Period.
Right.
Well, and I think the issue would be, police shooting a kid with an airsoft gun or a BB gun, something like that looks like it's a 9mm, and then what you get is the cop shot a kid.
Absolutely.
Well, the kid was pointing the gun, and I can't tell what kind of a gun it is.
Right, that's what I'm saying. If the police see somebody, and that the situation is such that they think harm is being done, because what they do is they take off the bright fluorescent orange coloring that indicates it's a toy. They change them and all of that. Then seriously, it's not the police's fault.
And when you're a law enforcement officer, you have to make a split decision.
A millisecond.
Yeah. So if somebody's pointing a gun at you, you're not going to have time to say, "Hey, hold on, let me check out that gun before you shoot me, just to see if it's real or fake."
Right. Exactly.
So I couldn't agree with you more.
100%.
Yeah. But again, we'd love to have your opinions of the viewers of your show. Please let us know. Again, to me, we do this because we want to hear what everybody else thinks, and we'd love your opinion on that.
Yeah.
Some money for transportation projects is coming to Frederick County during its monthly meeting on Wednesday. The National Capital Region Transportation Planning Board approved nearly $10 million for projects across the Washington metro region, including 530 for two projects in Frederick County. There's a $330,718 for school pedestrian corridor sidewalk safety in Brunswick. The funds will be used to complete design work for sidewalks on H Street, which, some of these sidewalks, man, you got to be careful. You can really trip and hurt yourself.
Yeah.
TPB says recent surveys revealed a large number of near misses between pedestrians and motor vehicles in Brunswick. The city's population is growing, and its comprehensive plan calls for filling the sidewalk gaps. And we were talking about growing in Frederick County. Brunswick is one of those places that's growing substantially, and again, they're going to need more transportation from like transit, Frederick County, and stuff like that. Same thing as we said, Thurmont.
It's not like what we used to call Brunswick.
What was that?
Never mind.
Okay.
He can't say it. He can't say it. I mean, you could say it because we're not monitored by the FCC. But
I got you. Yeah, still it's a family show. So
yes, it is. It is a family show.
And me and Bob, we're family people. So
you have a reputation to uphold.
Maybe you do.
Yeah, I would say we lost our reputation. At least I lost mine a long time ago. So let's see here. Right. Let's. One more thing. This is Fort Detrick news. Colonel Ned B. Marsh will relinquish command of the U.S. Army garrison at Fort Detrick to Colonel Christopher M. Chung on July 23rd, 2024, during a ceremony in Fort Detrick. At the auditorium located at 1520 Freedman Drive at 9 a.m. A native of Virginia, Colonel Chung is a U.S. Army aviation officer. He graduated from the United States Military Academy at West Point and received his commission in 2000. He holds a Bachelor of Science in Spanish, Portuguese, a Master of Arts in Human Resource Management, and Master of Arts in Strategic Studies. Wow. That's pretty darn good.
Smart guy.
Yeah, you're telling me. So that's great news for that. And we are going to take a look at. Oh, by the way, one of the cool things, I used to live next to Fort Detrick, so every morning you'll hear the Fort Detrick sounds, and at night you hear taps, which is really cool. So.
Yeah, reveille. That yeah.
Take a look at weather. A shower is possible early today. Mix of clouds and sun during the morning will give way to cloudy skies this afternoon. High near 88. Tonight, some passing clouds, low 66. Tomorrow, it'll be generally sunny despite a few afternoon clouds. High 88. And tomorrow night, partly cloudy early with increasing clouds. I don't know about you, but did you guys get rain in Frederick yesterday? Because we finally got it over where I live in Carroll County.
Yeah, we did. We did.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, Bob.
Well, not a whole lot in sports. Obviously, the Major League All-Star Game is, everybody's getting ready to go back, and that will start up pretty soon. But over across the pond at the Royal Troon Golf Course in Troon, Scotland, we have the Open Championship, which started off today. Justin Thomas from America is leading the way. He has actually finished for the day. He shot a final round 68, 3 under for today. Alex Noren, Nicola Heigard, Justin Rose, Russell Henley, Adam Scott lead the leaderboard. Now we've got a lot of players yet to have complete their rounds. Some of the more notable ones here, of course, Zach Johnson, Stuart Sink, of course, Jordan Spieth, and others are going to still make the trip. For Brooks Koepka, Tiger Woods doesn't start for a little bit later on. Probably getting ready to start here in just a couple minutes. So the Open Championship, it's a completely different ball game over there in Scotland, and that's sometimes why it's a little bit hard for U.S. players because they're not used to those kind of golf courses. So
yeah, isn't it really like? And the weather is usually crazy and
windy. They have a lot of tall fescue grass and a lot of really deep bunkers. That's just kind of how they are. WNBA from yesterday, the only game that a lot of people wanted in the Caitlin Clark League, Dallas defeated Indiana by a score of 101-93.
There you go.
I love how Bob does his Thurston Howe III impersonation when he reads that stuff. Sounds just like him.
Oh, thank you, Lovey.
Did you just call me Lovey?
I did. Lovey. That's,
Thurston.
Thurston Howe.
Me and Bob are coming up soon. A year I've been with Free Talk 930 WFMD, so it'll be a year anniversary for me and Bob. So,
how sweet. What day is it? I need to mark it on my calendar.
I'm hoping that he'll take me out for a nice dinner maybe to celebrate.
Yeah, don't bet on it.
I'll have to mark that down as the show anniversary.
Dani,
I mean, the one you really have to worry about is my birthday, for goodness sakes. I'm expecting the package in the mail soon.
Yeah.
And Dani, if you haven't noticed, I didn't tell you the exact date for anniversary of me and Bob, because if I do, my wife will kill me because I always forget ours. So she's watching.
You do not.
No, I do not. Yeah, no.
No, you do not. All right, gentlemen. Have a wonderful Thursday. Chris, will you be at the Fitzy The Edge opening this afternoon?
No, but I will be at Touch a Truck at Adventure Park Friday, broadcasting live.
I've been talking about that, and I will try to stop by. I have like a 4:00, but right after I'm going to come by because I hear it's going to be a great event.
And I want to head.
Always is.
I want to head back to the Everything Frederick for Less and Less store over here downtown. I've been there once for the opening. I haven't gotten a chance to get over there yet, but I want to check it out. Also on Saturday for Veterans Appreciation Day, I'll be broadcasting live over at Himes Road. It's going to be tons of fun again for our wonderful veterans. We love them, and thank God for our veterans. God bless them.
Absolutely. Well, that is on our Everything Frederick calendar that I go over every day on the show. So yes, I think that's a great event. And but I will see you guys tomorrow morning to wrap up the week.
Thank you.
Take care,
Have
Dani.
a great day.
Right.
See you guys.